Yeah, glitch the guarantee. E&E. Put your boy shit. Glitch, nigga. Shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing this gas. Nigga, no brakes. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no dates. Fuck around and end up gone. You getting misplaced. E&E, the shit that I claim. You dealing with grace. Took over the game by storm like Rain's mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up in smoke like my mixtape. Counting cheddar shit, I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches with good weeds. On my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough, you need the whole team. I've been a G since I could finish my ABCs. Kept it a buck so real niggas look up to me. This butcher boy shit get crazy. When it's sick of me, I'm coughing out these dope bars till they sick of me.
Can't get rid of me, still can't find a remedy. Still blowing palmers, if it comes to Hennessy. E&E, we own our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremities. I can see right through on transparency. Heard they self-esteem low, insecurities. Now or never, like glitch the guarantee. What's the recipe? King L's Reflection 3. All these chapters in my life, you can turn a page. Books can't tell you my story, gotta live a day. Glitch got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Man, we control the seat, you can copy that. Leave your whole state red like Republicans. Putting fire on the track, now it's bubbling. Butcher boys, E&E, you in trouble, kid. At first 100 mil, you can double it.
Let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. Automatic nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Blow sick, corona, jealous in the motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shining king under pressure. West side fat jacks, I took more to measure. Shave the extras, that's business, starter fees. Street blues, what I talk, royal blood flowing free. Power on my mind, knows the gang is kind. Read between the lines, it was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated, ultra real, Fern Gully Mountain shit. Couple hot shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless features. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach us. Now my flow imitate how I board the plane nonstop. The little J gon' take over with my time side.
Yeah, I get right to it. My nigga, we beg your pardon. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they be harder. My flow be retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My groove came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pros. This is how LaMelo felt. You better yell out help. Here comes the double team. You catch me in the spot, then you know that the boy is clean. The Louis V look mean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. No vaccine. If you asleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I pull the jokers out the deck. Yeah, there ain't no laughing. In CEO fashion, we sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chicken. Something about the BBS when the sun is hitting. Shit be flashing like the lights when you getting
Let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustles getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Yeah. What up? It's the breath of your brother Virgil, aka and y'all already know, man, you're tapped in, tuned in to one of the realest, man. You know what I'm talking about? We here on Saturday afternoon. I apologize. I meant to have the show earlier, but I had to go to my daughter's recital earlier. And after that, I had to go handle some business, man. So I had to push the show back, you know. And I hope you charge it to my head and not my heart. But yeah. What up? You already know it's your person, your brother Virgil, aka Stats with the Facts, and we here, man. Afternoon. How all y'all doing today, man? What's good with y'all? How you doing? Is y'all enjoying y'all Saturday? Yeah, man, it's a beautiful Saturday. The sun shining, is coming out and going back in the clouds. Pretty decent day. Still chilly up here in my city, Columbus, Ohio, man. It's 33 degrees, but it feels like it's 23. And when it's cold like this, I just choose to stay at home, man. Especially if I don't have anything to do, which this is one of the rare weekends where I don't have anything to do. The only thing I had to do earlier today was go to my daughter's recital. She did a good job. She got the second highest score that you could get, and she's now OMEA certified. So that's a beautiful thing, man. Shout out to my baby girl, Jen. You know what I'm saying? She playing that trombone. So hopefully we're going to see her on that Buckeye, on that Buckeye marching band coming next year or something. You never know. You know what I'm talking about? You just never know. But yeah, though, man, we're going to have this conversation, y'all, because I keep telling y'all that the smart grid is here. All right. I keep telling y'all that the smart grid is now here. And stuff like this is all part of it. I told y'all about voice of God technology, voice the skull, or sort of the voice of God, directed energy weapons, or DEWs or DEWs, voice the skull technology, right? So when this came across my desk, I was like, oh man, they ain't even hot. They're not hiding no more, man. They're not. They out in the open with this stuff, right? And I want y'all to understand that this technology is not new, man. It's very old. And I asked the question. I asked the poll question because I just wanted to see where y'all was at with it, to get y'all's opinion on this or not, right? But I'm gonna tell you right now, for a fact, they have. You know what I'm talking about? And have been in America for quite some time and around the world, right? Right? Man. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Right? This is a beautiful thing possibly going on right here. Yeah, man, I just got some infused wings from our girl Sheena, man. She the coldest in the city when it comes to the infused food. Her menu is so diverse and so flavorful, man. She do catering, she do special orders. She make marijuana butter for y'all. She cold with it, man. I'm gonna get her on the show here too when I start doing these interviews back up here in the spring and shit. But today, man, what y'all know about this? Y'all heard about this, man? This is wild, man. The U.S. used sonic weapons, sound wave weapons, or directed energy weapons to capture Maduro. Right? We're going to box cleverly, y'all, man. I'm going to put the image on the screen, and we're going to play the audio from my other phone, right? From my phone. Right? We got to box cleverly in 2026, man. YouTube seems like they changing their guidelines up every week, man. Right? But yeah, though, man, I've been telling y'all about this stuff, man. Listen here, man. I ain't surprised at all. This definitely ain't the first time. We're gonna get to it. We definitely gonna get to it, right? Right. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. We living in a different era, y'all. You hear me? I want y'all to understand that, man. We living in different times, man. The stuff that they normally used to try to hide and stuff like that. You feel me? They ain't hiding this stuff no more, man. They out in the open with it, man. Sonic weapons, man. Listen, y'all. My bad, y'all, man. I accidentally backed out. My bad, y'all. I apologize about that.
People woke up and go, "What's going on? What happened?" Well,
All right. Let me put this back on the screen. I just wanted to show that little video, but I really want too much. But you know, there's other videos on here, but I'm trying to box cleverly, y'all. Cause you know they ain't playing over here, man.
Snap your W-2 and file
Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man.
Sensational new account of the Delta Force raid captureless Nicolas Maduro, reposted on X by the White House press secretary, includes this eyebrow-raising detail from one of Maduro's bodyguards about the way the Americans disabled them. The quote is, "At one point they launched something. I don't know how to describe it," he said. "It was like a very intense sound wave. Suddenly I felt like my head was exploding from the inside." Sensational.
I've been telling y'all about this stuff, man. I'm telling y'all about this stuff, man.
Vice Chair is Darrell Issa, and the good congressman joins me now. What do you think are our military options in Iran, Congressman?
Well, military options are somewhat similar, Stuart, to what we've already seen. But there are other options. As you know, before going in to get Maduro, they started taking ships off the high sea. The president has that capability to literally enforce sanctions by removing ships carrying Iranian oil.
It has been over a week since the US captured Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro. American forces bombed Caracas and then raided a military complex where Maduro and his wife were staying. Venezuela says that at least 100 people were killed by the American forces as they were abducting Maduro. However, not one American soldier was killed as per what US claims. How did the US pull off such a raid? New reports say that they may have used a secret weapon to put Maduro's guards completely out of action. More in this next report.
On the night of January 3rd, Venezuela's capital, Caracas, was attacked by the US military. The Americans bombed several military facilities in and around Caracas, and then sent in choppers to abduct Venezuela's president, Nicolas Maduro. Maduro and his wife were sleeping at the Fuerte Tiuna military base. A number of senior Venezuelan officials lived there, and the base was among the locations targeted by the American strikes. Then, Delta Force commandos were lowered into the compound, and they proceeded to capture Maduro. But the commandos still had to face dozens of guards who were protecting the Venezuelan president. Many of them were from Cuba, because Maduro reportedly trusted Cubans more than his own security staff. But dozens of the guards were slain while the Americans extracted Maduro. One of the survivors, however, has given an eyewitness account of the raid. He said that they were completely outmatched by the American soldiers, and one part of his testimony stood out. He claimed that the US military used a powerful sonic weapon which brought the guards to their knees. The survivor recounted that many of the guards started bleeding through the nose, and some even vomited blood. He said that the trigger was an intense sound wave, and when he heard it, he felt as though his head was exploding from the inside. So, does this mean that the US now has sonic or ultrasonic weapons? Ones capable of incapacitating large crowds? Well, the Americans have had something like that for years.
For years. Right? It's called anti-riot weaponry technology. They created this technology to be able to control crowds in events of potential or possible civil unrest. It was completely created for that purpose only. But since it's a weapon, it can be used militarily as well, right? They used these weapons in my city during the riots not too long ago, right? And across the country. They used this technology at the Boston Marathon, right? They use this technology a lot all throughout history, man. And the fact that they're using it out in the open like this now is just crazy, right? And I've been telling y'all that this is where this stuff is coming to, man, right? These weapons are designed to be able to, they can be lethal, but they're designated as non-lethal weapons, although anything that could make you vomit blood and cause you to bleed from your nose could potentially be deadly, right? And these sound waves, these low frequency, high frequency, right? Small wavelength sound waves have the potential to be very deadly. He said he felt like his brain was exploding from the inside. That is microwave weaponry technology, right? Shout out to Barry Trower, man. I'm out of the UK. He been told us about the cooking of humanity, man. Microwave technology cooks you from the inside out, right? Now, the reason why I'm having this show is to let y'all know that, well, if they doing this outright in the open, man, you know, this is a tactic that they could potentially use, or should I say, I'm gonna say potentially use. They are using this technology, right? They refer to it as non-lethal technology, non-lethal weapons. DEWs, directed energy weapons. Well, I'm telling you right now, these directed energy weapons have very high potential power. I mean, they can range from causing you to bleed or vomit from your nose, or basically vaporizing you. Or they can cause you to just snap and go crazy. You want to see an example of it? Y'all remember this movie right here? I talked about this movie before, and if y'all haven't seen this movie, y'all should absolutely go see it, right? Let me pull this back on the screen for y'all. If you haven't seen this movie, you should go see it, right? 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 Right. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can find a better picture. Hold on. Hold on, let me find the right scene for real quick for y'all. Right. Right. Now, I don't know if y'all seen this movie, right? But if y'all ever go watch this movie called The King. This is The Kingsman. I think they got like 3 of these movies now, 4 of them, right? Y'all go watch the movie The Kingsman. In the very first installment, the major antagonist in there is Samuel L. Jackson. He's a trillionaire, billionaire tech mogul, and he wanted to take over the world. And he wanted to do so by issuing free cell phones to everybody on planet Earth who wanted one. All they had to do in exchange for to get this free phone with free internet for life, is to sign on to his network, right? But his nefarious plan was to issue these cell phones to people, right? In the hopes that when as many people got as possible, and in order to cull the population, because he also felt that there were too many people on Earth. And the only way that we could bring some sort of balance to our environmental issues due to there being so many people was to cull the population. And he had basically taken over all the governments around the world leaders by having them sign on to his global plan with his technology that he created. Dope ass movie, y'all should go see it. And it's a scene in the movie where he tested this, right? And it's the fight scene in the church. To anybody who had this cell phone, right? Whoever carried the cell phone or was in range of the frequency, it would take over your mind, right? With the very powerful frequency, right? That entrained with your beta waves or your input output carrier signal or your human magnetic field, and it caused your adrenaline to be raised, meaning that the frequency of this sound wave synced and linked with the input output carrier signal of your magnetic field, the part of which is connecting to your adrenaline production in your body. So when you had this cell phone, or if you were in range of a cell phone that had this frequency being emitted from it, it would take over that, and it would just increase your testosterone, which means you would be fully enraged, and it caused people to want to just tear each other apart. And this is the first installment of this series called The Kingsman. This technology is known as voice-to-skull technology. It is a directed energy weapon technology, a DEW or DO. Right? And this was a scene out of that movie that just, every time I hear about stuff like this, it automatically go back to this movie. And they put everything in the movies for us to see what they're planning to do. And The Kingsman came out what? What year did this movie come out? Right? We heard this movie come out. 2014 is when this movie came out. So that's what, 12 years ago? I keep telling y'all they put this stuff in the movies, man. That's what they do. They put it in the movies. And this is just a movie displaying this technology. We got real life situations from this, right? We got a real life situation from this, right? I'll talk to y'all about it. I done did shows about it. And I want to continue to talk about it, right? Right? I done told y'all about this. Right? I done sit up here and told y'all about Operation Crimson Mist. Right? This is what the whole Rwandan genocide was a result of. Right? What y'all know about Operation Crimson Mist? I done talked to y'all about that. I don't know how many times. I done sit here and broke that down. Right? Right? Man. What y'all know about Operation Crimson Mist?
Organisé par les champs électromagnétiques. Il y a également.
Mm-hmm. Huh? What y'all know about Operation Crimson Mist, man? I done sit here and told y'all about that plenty of time. The Rwandan genocide back in the day.
This is Rwanda. When I was 2 years old, the genocide was committed here. My parents and a big part of my family were killed. In April 1994, the Rwandan government mobilized the Hutu population to massacre their Tutsi neighbors. 1 million people were murdered in just 100 days. This is
1 million people slaughtered in like maybe 3 months. This happened back in like 95, 96, 97 when we was kids, man.
Beata. She was my nanny during the genocide. She took care of me and my younger brother Daniel. She saved us. Only a few meters from where my uncle lives now is the family house. We lived here until the genocide. 8 years later, the bodies of my parents were found here.
8 years later.
They were exhumed to be buried at the Kigali Genocide Memorial. It's very hard to explain to somebody who was from Rwanda, you know.
Right. Operation Crimson Mist, man.
So I'm going to be reading this article here. Operation.
Hold on, I'm about to look this up. We can look at this on YouTube. All right, we're going to be able to look at this one on YouTube because baby girl only got 493 views, which means she's a small content creator. Shout out to her. Right, definitely going to subscribe to her page. Christocentric. About to pull it up right now for y'all, man. Hold on, let me sit up here and put it on YouTube real quick. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. What happened in Caracas in Venezuela is not the first time the U.S. government has used this technology, and it's not the last either. XL Pro, what's happening, man? What you XL Pro, you recall me talking about Operation Crimson Mist, right, man? This ain't the first time I talked about this technology or something. This is in the new times though. They still using these same old tactics, man.
Operation Crimson Mist. Electronic slaughter in Rwanda. Spooks now use technology in Baghdad that was proven on 1 million dead Africans in Rwanda. Now keep this in mind, this is something that we are now finding out about, but there may be more stories like this, and I suspect in history there are.
Oh, there's tons more stories, believe you me. Believe you me. It is said that this technology was used at the Boston Marathon bombing. It is said that this technology was used during the George Floyd riots, not only in my city, but in Minneapolis and LA, across America. Right? There's many accounts of this technology being used when people were in protests and things of that nature, and they unleash this technology on them. It makes you feel like you're burning with no fire. It can cause you to vomit blood and bleed from your nose and your eyes and your ears. It could incapacitate you instantaneously. Man, y'all better understand the level of technology that our government and other governments around the world are in possession of.
By Joe Viles. Original title, American Mind Control in Baghdad. Operation Crimson Mist. During the late afternoon of 6th of April 1994, a hail of cannon shells tore through the fuselage of a commercial airliner flying overhead central Rwanda. Several seconds later, the blazing plane exploded on impact with the ground, killing President Habyarimana of Rwanda, President Ntaryamira of Burundi, and most of their senior government officials. In that fatal millisecond of time, the entire political command structure of Central Africa was decapitated, leaving the way open for Operation Crimson Mist, the most obscene terminal mind control experiment ever mounted by the United States of America against a sovereign nation. The Crimson Mist has been used again recently on a smaller scale in Iraq, is now beyond.
They used it in Iraq. They used it when they got Gaddafi. They used it when they ousted Gaddafi, rest in the essence to Muammar Gaddafi. They used this technology when they got Saddam. They used this same technology when they got allegedly Osama bin Laden. When they killed Homeboy, when they got Homeboy, who was the leader from out of, I can't remember, they just got him not too long ago. But he was said to be a member of a worldwide global general out of Iraq, one of Saddam's homeboys, one of Saddam's upstarts. I can't remember his name, something Ben something. I can't remember dude's name. They just bombed him not too long, about a year or so ago. This technology, this ain't the first time they're using it. It's not going to be the last, y'all. Y'all have to understand they're using it everywhere. Now they're about to start using it on us, and they have already. I've been telling y'all about this stuff, man.
Doubt. That Crimson Mist has been used again recently on a smaller scale in Iraq is now beyond doubt. As Habyarimana and his colleagues made their death dive, a small group of American men and women lounged around in a large hut at the edge of a discreet gravel airstrip a few miles from the Rwandan capital, Kigali, temporary home for their 3 unmarked C-130 Hercules transport planes. All crew members carried forged credentials showing them as atmospheric researchers employed by the authentic civilian American agency, but these were only for emergency identification if one of the aircraft was forced to make an unscheduled landing on unfriendly territory. For all practical security purposes, neither they nor their 3 large aircraft were even in Africa. When news of the presidential crash came in over the VHF radio, one of the Hercules planes was swiftly prepared for takeoff. The flight engineer checked the attachment of the radar rocket-assisted takeoff packs, while the scientists made final adjustments to a large microwave dish mounted on the rear loaded ramp of the aircraft.
Right? This is diabolical. So look what happened. In Rwanda, now if y'all do your research on Rwanda, Rwanda is an area in Africa and occupies and owns territory in Africa where lots of gold, diamonds, tungsten, things of this nature. Rwanda is very mineral rich, and it is to this day. And for the past damn near 100 years, the Tutsis and the Hutus have been 2 feuding and fighting tribes in Rwanda up until recent times back in 94, right? But what did they do? What happened? As a result of this massive genocidal war, tribal war between the Tutsis and the Hutus, who are hundreds of years enemies of each other. And they decided after all these years of fighting and warring with each other, nothing has changed for the better for both of their people. And at a point to where they have some real stand-up leadership coming in finally, who are working towards kicking the Americans and other Western forces out of their countries and handling their own affairs. It was going to take the joining of the 2 largest tribes in Rwanda, which are the Hutus and the Tutsis. And at a point in time, when they were having peace talks, we get Operation Crimson Mist, right? And they used, the death of, which is very questionable, they used the death of the Rwandan president at the time to exacerbate this situation. And we're about to find out. Let's go.
It was this strange and esoteric piece of equipment alone that would directly contribute to the deaths of more than 1 million Africans during the 100 days that followed. Though completely silent in operation, the single microwave dish had more killing potential than a whole squadron of AC-130 Spectre gunships armed with 50 Gatling cannons, willing to commit mass murder. Though officially tagged an experiment, none of those present had any doubt that this was merely a cosmetic cover for the gruesome operational work ahead. Each member had been carefully vetted and then vetted again by U.S. intelligence to ensure that they had the right stuff and were philosophically committed to 2 objectives. First was the evolving need to control or eliminate political dissent by remote means in the run-up to the 21st century. And second was a need to stem or reverse massive population increases across the world, which threatened to overwhelm existing natural resources, especially water and food. Intrinsically, this required a willingness to commit mass murder, and everyone present had passed this critical test with flying colors. As the Hercules engines started with a roar, American agents in Kigali were working alongside local civil servants and members of the Rwandan security service, ramping up public suspicion about foul play in the presidential air crash. Urged on by corrupt officialdom, Hutu tribesmen started marching on Tutsi tribesmen and threw a few rocks at them. Innocent enough at the onset, although with a few nasty machete cuts here and there. But then the C-130 Hercules made a carefully calculated pass directly over the advancing Hutu, and they suddenly went berserk. Eyes glazed, the mood of the Hutu crowd went from simple anger to uncontrolled rage, and within minutes, hundreds of assorted Tutsi body parts were flying through the air.
So, what did they do? After the president was allegedly, after the president allegedly died in a plane crash, that tore the nation into two. And the Tutsis and the Houthis started warring with each other. They wanted to have peace talks. What happened when they was having the peace talks? Right? The U.S. Forces with other Western forces, they bombed the buildings where they were having these peace talks at, right? And what happened was they fomented a story to say that the Tutsis and the Hutus set each other up, and then this happened as a result. They had this war, this genocidal war that happened as a result. But when people wasn't, let's say, being tricked by the propaganda, and they found out that U.S. forces actually bombed the meeting in order to, manipulate the people into feuding with each other once again, because the Western forces and Western interests, they would no longer have a stronghold in Rwanda as long as the Tutsis and the Hutus are getting along with each other. So what do? Right? They bombed the building where they were having the peace talks, right? Which caused rage amongst them. And even then, they really didn't go at it like that, throwing rocks at each other and whatnot, but that wasn't the desired outcome. So they then had this airplane fly over where everybody was at, riding, and they hit them with the directed energy weapons, voice-to-skull technology, microwave weapons, directed energy weapons. And the same thing that happened in the movie The Kingsman, when Samuel L. Jackson issued free cell phones with free internet access and connectivity for life, and it emitted that frequency, and you look at that church fight scene in that movie, that's exactly what happened in Rwanda. That is the exact same technology, right? And it's called Operation Crimson Mist. I would imagine because to be enraged to that level to where they were literally tearing each other apart, literally, you have to be enraged. And when you are enraged, you see in red, crimson mist, right? Now think about this, y'all. Now think about this, man. This is the technology that they used in Venezuela just about a week or so ago, right? There's another movie in which we see this technology being displayed, right? Another movie that deals with voice-to-skull technology, right? Right? Do y'all remember the movie Minority Report? Right? Look at this movie, Minority Report. Y'all remember the movie Minority Report? When they hit them with the 6 sticks? They would hit you with a stick that would send an electrical pulse through your body that would trigger you to throw up, vomit. See, they use these movies to desensitize us and preemptively program. I've been telling y'all about this stuff, man. This stuff is real, man. They showing us this stuff in these movies, like I say, to preemptively program and prepare us. This technology is very real. And we see many instances of it already have been used, not only in real life, but also in the movies. Y'all remember this in Minority Report? Non-lethal weapons, right? We got another movie where we see this displayed at. Another movie that I reference and I talk about when we start talking about stuff like this too. right? If you remember the movie Demolition Man, right? Right? If you remember the movie Demolition Man, right? They didn't have guns in Demolition Man. They had these right here. Hold on, let me pull it back up on the screen. They had them right there, right? Y'all remember these from the movie Demolition Man, where they had these light sticks that would emit an electrical charge, non-lethal. We've seen many instances of this, man. I want y'all to know that this is all results of this technology. This is directed energy weapon technology, right? I want y'all to understand that, man. And they use this technology to help them capture Maduro not even a week ago. So that lets you know that they plan on using this technology, and they already have been using this technology, right? We are heading into a new era of warfare, y'all. Conventional weapons are about to become a thing of the past. This is why they're vying to get us all chipped up with Neuralink devices and human brain computer interfacing and chips inserted in our brain and body. And the very fact that a story like this is not only public, but also that it's happened in such a very critical and a very globally affecting, you know what I'm saying, situation as far as like the U.S. government going down to Venezuela and basically monkey footing jurisdiction in a foreign land. I mean, it's just crazy. Hold on real quick, y'all. Let me take this. I'm real quick. Them damn robocalls is terrible, y'all, man. But yeah, though, man, I just wanted to come through real quick and talk about that and, you know what I'm saying, chop it up with y'all about that real quick, man. Because, you know what I'm saying, I want y'all to understand that this is not going to be the last time we hear about stuff like this. It ain't going to be the first. It ain't going to be the last, right? As the system comes in, as things come online and the structure starts to get set in place more, we're going to be seeing more stories like this. And the thing that I want y'all to get from when I talk about stuff like this is that if they're using it on the battlefield, allegedly battlefields across the world, if they're using it in military attacks and operations, you can best believe these situations are going to be used as a conduit, if you will, to give them the leeway to use them domestically. Right? Domestically. Right? And you got to think, this is back in 94. They didn't have no massive cell phone towers. There was no internet really out like that. We didn't have smartphones. We barely had flip phones in 94. So what I'm saying is they didn't even need these that let you know they've been had the tech in 94. So just imagine how advanced it is now. Imagine being at a certain situation, like say an Ohio State football game down here on campus, and we're playing Michigan, and it gets to the crazy point where it turns into a riot. They could then use this technology as civil unrest control, which is its original design. But since it is a weapon, it has to get its first applications on the actual battlefield, which is why stuff like this happens, to where they basically beta testing this tech to see how effective it is. And when they captured Maduro, they used it and it worked very well. They didn't even have to fire, they didn't have to kill a whole bunch of people. Or I'm pretty sure some Venezuelan guards or whoever guarding Maduro lost their lives as a result of this. Right? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Share on your social engineer, man. We will be back at 9 o'clock tonight. I just wanted to go live and talk a little bit of ish with y'all about this and see what y'all knew about this. This stuff is crazy right here, man. The fact that they is just in the public using this technology, that lets you know that they're about to start using it domestically, man. If they haven't already, which I'm pretty sure, and I know for a fact, in some circumstances and instances, they have. And y'all got to be aware of this stuff, man, because if they can do this, man, they're going to be able to use it on us. Right? We get out of control. We want to protest against the government. Huh? Protest against the government, prevent government authorities from doing their jobs. Sounds familiar? Right? But yeah, tonight though, man, we're going to get to it, man. Y'all go do your research on Operation Crimson Mist, man. You know, I've been telling y'all about Operation Crimson Mist, man. You know? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. We definitely going to get straight to it later on tonight. You did? And that's a fact. Tonight we're going to be talking about something even more just as important, damn near equivalent. You know what I'm saying? Damn near equivalent. But we're going to talk about this, man, because we know we got to hold ourselves accountable, man. Right? Later on tonight at 9 o'clock, we're going to be talking about this topic of discussion. Has Texas hip-hop played a role in the opioid epidemic in America? Right? Has Texas hip-hop played a hand in the spreading of the opioid epidemic in America? We're going to talk about this later on tonight. You know what I'm talking about? We definitely are going to get straight to this because I believe that this movement right here, along with everything that came along with it, I believe that this was the key pivotal moment in our society where the opioid epidemic was birthed. I believe a large portion of it stemmed out of it from this because a large part of our community all of a sudden is opioid addicted in numbers that have never been heard of in life, even when heroin and opium was real popular in the early 20s and 30s and stuff. Even throughout the 40s and 50s and the 60s, man. So we're going to get to this later on tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure y'all tap in and walk with your brother and your brother. Of course, we're about to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I want to play a special song for y'all, man, off of my album. Man, I've been playing so much. I need to upload this album on YouTube, and I've just been messing around, man, BS. But yeah, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube here. Right. Tap in and walk with us later on 9 p.m. tonight Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna get straight to it. Appreciate y'all tapping in.
Gotta know your next move so you stick to the book. Gotta respect the chance when you speak on the list. Everybody wanna taste that it's in itself. When stocks like the faction don't put it on the floor. Gotta know your next move so you speak on the book. Gotta respect the chance when you speak on the list. Everybody wanna taste that it's in itself. When stocks like the faction don't hear it on the floor. Stacks to the packs, now I'm facts to the facts. Now I drop knowledge, used to put straight drop crack. Coronavirus can take over. CW elite, Virgil, the wait's over. Right?
Don't be addicted to the limelight. Mediocre bars, knowing that y'all don't rhyme right. You fake dope niggas need to get your mind right. Stupid ass niggas, y'all bringing guns to a line fight. Now let me slow it down so I can talk to you. I'm never letting up. The basketball school you. I hypnotize the track like a nigga practice voodoo. Voice of God, crimson miss, tutus and hooties. The rap game is in the mist, I can easily swim through. I'm like the boy fisherman and you rappers are seafood. Grand champion, this bitch, you should call me your seafood. Make sure my energy is up, cause the devil's deceitful. And everything that we see is fame ain't nothing but a dream inside of another dream. And everything that we see is fame ain't nothing but a dream inside of another dream.
Gotta know the next move to speak to a boy. Gotta respect the stand for you speaking a little. Everybody wanna taste of the skin, so when stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing for. Gotta know the next move to speak to a boy. Gotta respect the stand for you speaking a little. Everybody wanna taste of the skin, so when stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing for. Throw them all on the boat, start shipping them off. E&E, perpetuity, taking them off. Find them in the rest game, start flipping them off. Let stacks hold them up while I finish them off. I'm so nauseous, man, I'm sick by the floor. That ocean six, that Bellagio ball. Man, we killing everything like a British assault. And if they sick of these kids, we the illest of all. Always thinking cats is fall, filled with jealousy. Another beat murdered, they charging me with excessive. Look, got the ingredients in the recipe. Importantly, I'm still smoking on hydrotherapy. Literally, still getting paper with the printer off. Girl still don't got no work, that's a winter call. So fuck talk, get a permanent flip off. Don't speak to me for less than 250, that's a brick off. Hey, that's you until you speak to a boss. Gotta respect the stand for you speak on the law. Everybody wanna taste of this easy sauce. When stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing false. Gotta know your next move till you speak to a boss. Gotta respect the dead when you speak on the law. Everybody wanna taste of this easy sauce. When stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing false.
I've been before. I've only my dreams. I've spread my dreams and